Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Secrets of Scotland Yard with your host and narrator, Clive Brooke. Brought to you by the Mutual Broadcasting System in cooperation with the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Velveeta, the quality pasteurized processed cheese spread. X-Lax.
How do you do? What would make you commit a murder? What motive? Love? Hate? Jealousy? Greed? Murders by madmen don't count. They have no motive. But quite sane people have destroyed human life for reasons both extraordinary and unpredictable. How interesting and exciting are the vagaries of human nature, in proof of which I'm going to recall to life a little scene of murder that happened at a certain place and to certain people. And I want you to guess the motive. The certain place was a public house, and the certain people, two men and a woman.
Look, Bill, there's Mary Haldane. I haven't been seen in around the old haunts lately.
Certain it is that I've never set my eyes on her at this time of day. She usually is sleeping during the light hours.
I'm thinking she looks none too happy. What do you think of her for, you know?
She'd be the right type. I don't think she'd be missed. Let's try her out.
Well now, Mary Miguel, you're out very early today, are you not?
Early, late. Makes no difference when you're only half alive.
Closing time, gentlemen.
Come to think of it, Mary, you're looking a bit under the weather now. You've not been drinking, have you?
That's just it. This is my first, and it looks like being the last. I'm sober as a saint and very, very sorry for it.
What in the name of heaven will it be then that's making you so unhappy?
Money, Bill. Money. Haven't any.
Well now, I'm thinking a wee dram of the finest refreshment in the world. It would be doing you no harm at all, Mary, now. Come along with us to Bill's house. We were just going to have a drop ourselves now.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen, thank you. I'm just dying for a drink. You never know how much you love the stuff until you haven't got the money to buy it. Oh, thank you, gentlemen. You've probably saved my life. Gentlemen, never had such a great time. Oh, no, I shouldn't have any more, do you think? You've given me so much already. Oh, well then, just one more. Oh, that's good. The taste seems to get better and better and better.
Come along now, Mary. Just one more now. This one will taste better than all the others put together.
Oh, no, really? Oh, well, I'm finding myself getting a bit dizzy, you know. I don't think I better have any more.
Really, Susan. Now's the time.
Get that pillow quick.
What was that? Is that true?
Drink, Mary. Just a little drink, you know. Just another little drop for the pretty shine in your lovely eyes now.
Oh, Bill. You and your compliments. You'll be the death of me.
Quick now. Over her mouth and nose. I got her light. It won't be long now.
I think it's all over now. Can you hear her heart?
Just a second. Yes, it's still beating. It's fainter. I can hardly hear it now. Yes, it's stopped.
And now, what was the motive for that murder? A murder deliberately planned and executed. What was the motive? The woman had no money. She'd done nothing to call for revenge. The murderers certainly neither loved nor hated her. What could they gain from her death? What did they want from her? Well, they wanted her dead body.
If you have high blood pressure, here are good reasons to stay on your medication.
There are people around who need you so. They shower you with love just to let you know. They want you to be there to see their dreams come true. But you won't be there if you don't take care of you. Do it for them, your son and your daughter. Know that you oughta do it for your loving wife. If you won't do it for yourself, do it for all the loved ones in your life.
Don't let high blood pressure lead to a stroke, kidney, or heart failure. Treat it and live. Stay on your daily medication. If not for yourself, for them.
Do it for all the loved ones in your life.
A public service of this station and the Advertising Council.
We open our story in November 1827 in Edinburgh, Scotland. There, in a filthy retreat called Tanner's Close, situated in the lowest quarter of the city, there existed a tramp's lodging house. The terms were not exorbitant, threepence per person per night. But the fact that the hovel only contained 8 beds did not mean that only 8 lodgers were accommodated. They usually slept 2 or 3 in a bed. The landlord was an Irishman, William Hare. In the house as a paying guest was another Irishman, William Burke, with his girlfriend, Helen MacDougall. As Burke and Hare were friendly, so did friendship spring up between Mrs. Hare and Miss MacDougall. Now for the story. On this particular evening, Hare came into Burke's room in an obviously angry mood.
Hello there.
Evening to you here. And what is it I can be doing for you?
Oh, I was just dropping in for a spot of talk and perhaps a spot of spirit.
Yes. I was just having a dram myself. There's nothing to touch it.
That's true enough. One could buy a lot of whiskey with £4 now, couldn't one?
And why £4? Now then, come on with you. What is it you'll be having on your mind?
Well, it's this way, Burke. That old man Donald.
The army pensioner upstairs, who's always having them nightmares.
He'll be having no more nightmares. He's dead.
Is he, by the saint? And when?
Yesterday morning.
Well now. But what's there in an old man dying off to worry you? He had to die sometime. You didn't have a hand in it yourself now, did you?
Lord, no. He died of too much drinking and old age. I wanted him to stay alive, the old codger. He owed me money.
That'll be the £4 you mentioned.
Yes, and he's left nothing. Not a farthing.
That's bad. Bad indeed now. I'm terribly sorry here.
Burke, I've been thinking now. There might be a way of, so to speak, retrieving the money.
A relation?
No, he had none to my knowledge. Would you be knowing of a Dr. Monroe? He's a lecturer at the medical school.
I've heard his name somewhere now.
He lectures to the students on anatomy or some such name, and he shows them what he's driving at in his talk by pointing it out on a body, a dead body. He cuts up the body while he's talking to them.
Go on here now. But what's this got to do with old Donald upstairs?
Dr. Monroe is short of bodies right now. He pays well for them, and no questions asked. He usually gets them from the students who rob the graves of the dead up at the church.
But you'll be wanting to sell him old Donald without having to put the corpse in the grave at all.
Right. Will you be helping me? I need help in this.
But what'll I be getting out of it?
Anything over the £4 that Donald owes me.
I'm with you then. Where's the body?
In the coffin in the yard. We'll stuff the box with a bag of wood, then nail the lid back on. No one will know it isn't a corpse inside when they come to bury it.
Let's get on with it then.
The idea was a variation on the old one of body snatching. The robbing of graves had been going on since early in the previous century. The dissecting tables of the medical schools were kept supplied mainly by bands of such thieves who would rob the nearby churchyards at a good profit. If you've ever been to Edinburgh, you will perhaps have noticed the cage-like effect of certain cemeteries, the graves being fenced in with iron bars. These are relics of an age when the sleep and peace of the dead were liable to be disturbed by the resurrectionists, as they were called. Sometimes the robbers would keep a watch over the aged and ailing members of the community, waiting for death to do its work. And then, almost before the body was stiff in its grave, they would dig it up and take it to the nearest market, in other words, the nearest medical school. It was illegal, of course, and the strict Scots religion made the crime very unpopular. But all this tended to make the price of bodies higher, and though the risks were great, so were the profits.
And this must be the door, number 10. That's right. Well, there's someone about anyway. Should we bargain, do you think?
Better not the first time. Let's hear what they have to offer. If he pays enough to cover Donald's debts to you and a bit more for me, I'll be content.
I wish he'd hurry up. I don't like carrying a corpse all over Edinburgh with me.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
We've come to see Dr. Knox.
Oh, I'm afraid he's busy at the moment. Can I help you? No, you can trust me. Well, now, we have this... Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Come inside. Now, put it down on this table. That's right. Now then, take it out of the sack. Now, I'm afraid I can't offer you more than £7.
£7, is it?
Oh, all right then, £7.10, but no more. Now, here you are.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir.
In a moment, we'll return to the Secrets of Scotland Yard with your host, Clive Brooke.
These days, we're hearing a lot about productivity. And it's easy to see why. Because if our country can manage to make a little more out of our natural, financial, and human resources, we can slow down inflation, strengthen our economy, and make our jobs more secure. Sounds like a politician's dream, doesn't it? Well, it's more practical than you might think. Because what it takes is not muscle, but ideas. Ideas on how to do a job a little better. Ideas on how to make a piece of steel go a little further. Ideas on how to make crops grow a little better. And America is strong on ideas. So if you can use your ingenuity to do your job a little more productively, do it. And encourage others to do the same. America has always worked best when we all work together. This message from the National Center for Productivity and Quality of Working Life, brought to you by the Ad Council and this station.
Among the lodgers at the establishment of William Hare was a miller named Joseph.
How's that fella Joseph getting on? He was coughing all last night. I couldn't sleep a wink on his account now.
Ah, he's worse. And his fever's alarming the other lodgers. Bad for business, you know. Some of them will be leaving unless he gets better soon.
Better, or worse, much worse.
Eh?
Let's go and see him. We might be able to put the poor devil out of his suffering. And Hare, I'm thinking Dr. Knox might be getting a wee bit anxious about bodies for his lectures. Are you with me?
Yes. Joseph would be better off dead anyway.
Has he any relations that might be worried about him?
Not that I know of. Here's the door.
Now wait till I say the word, and then move quickly. We don't want him making an unholy row.
Hold on. Half shares when we sell the body.
Of course, man. What did you think?
Come in. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening to you, Joseph. And how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, Mr. Burke, I haven't long for this world, I fear. Not long.
Now, what do you think, Hare?
Not long, I fear.
Quick now. Put the pillow over his mouth. I'll hold his legs.
I've got you.
That's done. Now, this time we have...
In Burke's later confession to an Edinburgh evening paper, he winds up this particular episode with the words, "Sold to Dr. Knox for £10. About 9 months after the first murder, that of Joseph the Miller, an ex-soldier and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Gray, were staying at the lodging house. One evening there was a party given by Burke in his room to which all the lodgers were invited. Burke gave the party in honor of a little old woman he had found in a wine shop. Mr. and Mrs. Gray were among the guests.
Would you believe it now? There I am having my morning dram of whiskey in old Reimer's shop. When what would I be hearing but a gentle voice speaking in accents of my own beloved Ireland, asking for alms she was. Now, Mrs. Gray, would I be the true son of the fairest land in all the world if I were not asking you to take a little refreshment at my expense? And as sure as my name's William Burke, what would you think I would be finding her name was?
I'm sure I don't know, Mr. Burke. I'm sure I don't know.
Why, Doherty. The same as my darling mother's name, God rest her soul. And would it be right now, I'm asking you, Mrs. Gray, if I were not to be throwing a bit of a party tonight for the sake of a dear relation of mine?
Very kind of you, Mr. Burke. But you know, thinking your dear relation is a wee bit too much of the whiskey. She's old now, and then...